Hello everyone, welcome back. Yes, I've been gone forever. I haven't made any videos in a long time, I know. Changed the name of my channel to Deja Vu Sailing and Gaming because I primarily want this to be a like a GoPro video type sailboat racing, sailboat cruising, vlogging type of channel. But this year, so far, Lake Ontario is flooded. You can look it up and research what's going on there. My boat was supposed to go in the water last week, and because our docks are about 1.5 feet underwater, we delayed it quite, probably for 2 months. We'll see what happens. So I won't be making any sailing videos for a while, but I did spend quite the heap of money on upgrading my computer and upgrading my flight simulator, which, as many of you know, this is what I do when I'm not sailing, probably. Pretty much. And yeah, I probably spent like, I don't know, $500, $600 just on upgrades for the simulator, and you can see the night lighting looks a lot better. There's actual street lights. We're here at Phoenix International Airport in Sky Harbor. We upgraded that scenery. This is from Flight Beam. It's a very beautiful, very detailed scenery. The graphics are amazing. I bought a couple more PMDG aircraft. This is the 777 we're going to fly today. And you can see we're just at the gate. Yeah, date. I wish I had one of those. No, we're at the gate, loading up some passengers. Normally, let's go in the cockpit here. Normally, a 777 would not fly a short route like this. We're only going to Philadelphia. So, if I bring up my map here, I already have the flight pretty much planned out. We're going to take off from 25 right over here. Pretty much circle around and then cross the country. Is this it? This has got to be it. Yep, okay. All the way to Philadelphia, and I plan on using, if my weather reports are right and they don't change on my way there, it's like a 4.5, 5 hour flight, so it shouldn't, but we'll see. I plan on using, with the wind direction right now, I plan on using runway 9 right to land. So it would be a nice scenic view on our way in. But yeah, I haven't played this game in a long time, and decided to upgrade my computer. And I mean, you need a freaking beast of a computer to play this game. It uses so much memory. Obviously, you have the whole world that you can fly around, and it only loads a little bit at a time, but it still takes a lot out of a computer. But without too much more talking, let's get going. As you can see, we're in a cold and dark state, so we have no power to the aircraft right now. We need to get everything started up. Like I said, this is the PMDG 777, Boeing 777. Beautiful aircraft, and very, very detailed. You have to actually, everything works in here. So we're going to first start here trying to get some power to the aircraft. We're going to get our APU started up. So first I need to get I'm going to arm these emergency lights to get some light in here. We'll get that on. We'll turn our battery on. We'll get one of our fuel tanks, preferably this one, because the APU runs off of fuel. It runs off a very little amount of fuel. However, you got to have one of your 6 fuel tanks. I'm not going to have probably any fuel in the center tanks. We'll have to see when I get to that point as far as how much fuel I'm going to have on board. But I know the wings on the 777 obviously carry a shit ton of fuel, so we should be able to make it across the United States with mostly just wing fuel. But let's see, it takes a while to get the APU started, so we'll hit that to start, let that warm up. It's a little box. When you're running the APU, you can probably see it. This hatch right here just came up, and there's a little box right there that draws in. I can't get a better view of it. Well, it's over here. That's what runs the APU, basically. Can't really do anything else until we get some power to the aircraft here. We can go ahead and turn these 2 lights on. That will get our Well, I guess it doesn't do it now, but once the APU comes on, we should have our logo light on the tail fin and our beacon. I'm trying to speak over how loud it is. Obviously, on the grounds of an airport, it's pretty freaking loud through my headset right now. There's another aircraft starting up over there somewhere, getting ready to take off. But yeah, this scenery is just amazing. And I have the same thing for Philadelphia. I have add-on for the airport scenery. Just very, very detailed. It's absolutely beautiful. Alright, we got some... Okay, APU is on. You can see our night lighting kicked in here. So we have some power. There's the air conditioning unit. Very loud. Go ahead and turn these lights on. See that one, and I want to get this lit up right now for not that, this. God damn it. It's so hard to hit some of these controls the right way. There we go. Alright. Let me turn it up a little bit more. And let's see, I could turn this on, which is our autopilot. No, that's not it. Where the hell is it? It's this one. It lights up the glare shield for the autopilot, but we don't need that. And there are rules against you can't have a lot of cockpit lighting when you're taking off, so we'll plan for that. Let's see, I'm going to set this up here. Put that there. I don't need my flight director yet, but we are going to turn this on. I need to go over here. VOR on this side as well. My map I'm going to have at 80, I think 80 miles out from on the co-pilot side, and we'll start at 10 miles out on my side just because we got to program everything. Back up to... It's going to be a long process trying to get everything ready here. Alright, these lights are on. ADIRU is coming on. Everything else is on that we need right now. So yeah, long process of getting everything started up here and programmed. Yeah, this aircraft is just so detailed. It's so beautiful. You know, I turn on the windshield wipers and those actually work. It's amazing. But primarily what we need to focus on right now is getting our, let's see, let's clear that. Let's go to our checklist and let me zoom in here. Flight instruments, oxygen. Those are just the warning systems being tested. Normal menu, pre-flight checklist. Okay, oxygen, yeah, we gotta test that. So we'll come over here and test our oxygen. Come on, mouse. Yeah, that works. I don't really focus too much on the checklist, so I don't really care about it. But anyway, come over to the co-pilot's FMC computer, and what we're going to do, whenever I load up the aircraft, I first check just the game settings in general, just to make sure everything's saved, because I've been having a hard time trying to get everything to save the right way. See, like, I want this to be all on, just personal preference. Resettable siren, when I turn the autopilot off, the fucking thing wouldn't shut up, so that's because resettable siren kept turning the no. I kind of like this to be on, it's kind of nice. And any other display settings? No. Sound settings are pretty good. It's obviously very loud in the cockpits of these aircraft, so I have to kind of speak a little loudly. But let's see, FSX. Okay, fuel. This is where we can load up our fuel planner here, which I have over here. I've already typed in our route, which is it's roughly 1798 nautical miles, but it's also calculating for reserve fuel to give you an extra hour of flight time in case you have to go around or take a different navigational route to get around a storm or anything like that. So our total onboard fuel is going to be do I have that written down? Yeah, 100.818. So we'll type that in. Total fuel, that gives us 31% fuel. This is a long distance aircraft. If you can go from Phoenix to Philadelphia on 30% fuel, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, let's check. Alright, we'll remove our wheel chocks when we get ready to push back. We don't have to worry about that. Maintenance, everything's been done already. I don't think they replaced the tires or brakes or anything, but they definitely checked the oil and the fuel and everything like that. Doors are all closed, or well, not our other door for the jetway, but so we'll leave this on the fuel page for now because we're gonna need to figure out our weight. Enlarge that, and we're gonna go FMC. We turn our ADRS on, so we're near our position. We're gonna be at K Phoenix, and we'll just use our GPS position. That's fine. I don't need that. We're moving over here. We're taking off from K Phoenix, and we're going to be landing in Philadelphia. On runway, I've written all this information down already because I looked at the map for about 10 minutes and researched everything. It's kind of what you have to do on realistic flights like this. With the wind direction, we're taking off from runway 25, right? So that's there. Flight number, we are American Airlines. We'll just put my fucking number in there, whatever. Let's see. Alright. And we're departing. Again, runway 25 right. And I have the flight route on my phone right now, so I have to look at that. Let me bring it up. Is that even on here? No, it's not. Well, we'll use this. I'm not sure if that's going to do me any good. To Moby, but we're going to Albuquerque. Is one of our routes there. Then we're going. These are all just waypoints that we're telling the flight computer to fly during the actual flight itself. So we'll go here. Oops, what did I do? Okay. Rod. Let me tell you about my rod. And then we're going to be on an airway. We're going to take, where is it? Jetway 152. We're going to go to JST. And then we are landing. We plan on landing on Philadelphia runway 9 right. So we need ILS landing, instrument landing system 9 right. And we are looking for this approach right here, the BOJ ID, blah, 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 a bunch of numbers and shit. And our last waypoint, our transition, would be JST. That goes into the route. I don't like vectors, so I overwrite those right away. Just go through your route and make sure everything looks right, and we'll activate that. Again, you can come over to your legs for a more detailed. It's still programming all the speeds and the altitudes that it wants to fly, but you can go through here. See, I got vectors, so I want to override that. I don't have a good air traffic control upgrade yet, and I don't like using the air traffic control that came with the game, or with, you know, the stock air traffic control that came with Flight Simulator. So I kind of just do my own thing, so vectors aren't really needed. I need my ZFW, 0 fuel weight, which is going to be 408. Type that in. What do we have? We had an hour in reserve, so let's put that. And our cruising altitude today is going to be 37,000 feet, so quite a ways up there. And our cost index for this airliner is 85. Thrust limits on our takeoff, I'm not really going to set anything, but for well, I might, no, never mind. We'll do cruise 2, or climb 2 rather. Takeoff, we're pretty light on fuel, so I can get away with 5 on the flaps. Our center of gravity 34. Here's our VREV speeds, and we'll go ahead and type in our radio frequency for when we get to Philadelphia for our landing system. So by that heading, ILS, we'll have that in there. We have 1,855 miles to get to Philadelphia, and we'll set this back to legs. Where do we want to be here? We're just going to climb straight up to our cruising altitude, so we're going to be at 37,000 feet. I want this down to our speed, initial speed up to 175. This flight director is coming on, that flight director. We'll put this on weather, and which one's terrain? Oh shit, I can't see it. It's over here. Oh, it's this one. There we go. Now we have a terrain on our map. What else do we have to do here? This has rejected takeoff. Pretty much ready to get ready to push back and start the engines here as soon as our passengers are all on board. Everything looks good there. Let's just take a look around the cockpit. Our radios, like I said, I don't really have ATC right now. I do if I'm on VATSIM, but I'm not doing VATSIM at the moment, so put a little bit of light down here so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. And again, beautiful scenery outside in Phoenix. There's a plane landing over there, what appears to be an Airbus A321. Nice aircraft. And our runway is basically, see if I can zoom out anymore. No, I can't. Well, we're going to back out like this and then go all the way down, and we're going to take off from this runway heading in this direction. As you can see, this guy is landing over on runway 26. Yeah, because 8's over here, so this is runway 26, and he's going to be landing right over here. So while we wait for our passengers to finish boarding, we'll sit here and enjoy the scenery and watch that Airbus land. I don't know how far away he is. Might be a little while. 5 miles. We might not see him land, but anyway, beautiful scenery. City's over there. Phoenix, the main part. There's the Diamondbacks baseball stadium over in that direction. You can just make out the dome on top of it, barely. I'll probably be flying over it on takeoff, so we'll be able to see it. All the baggage is loaded up because all the baggage cars have departed. They're all parked over there now. Yep, I've flown in and out of this aircraft or airport. Aircraft. Anyway, I've flown in and out of this airport a couple times myself because I have family down here. They are straight ahead, actually, over in the Mesa, Arizona area. And yeah, I'm in love with this airport. It's a beautiful airport. You know, the main highway system that runs through the middle of it, you can see better in daylight, but you can actually see it run through over this direction. Underneath the parking garage, it's completely underground, and then it comes back above ground, like right over here. And you can see there's a car over there. It comes back above ground and goes over the opposite side onto the highway system over there, where you see all these cars. It's 2 in the morning, so there's not going to be that many cars, but we are indeed a red-eye flight. There's a beautiful mountain over there. If it was daytime, the mountain scenery around here is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, the design of this airport is just amazing. You know, with the highway system running underneath the freeway, you can drop people off or pick people up underneath all this concrete. And when it's 120 degrees in the summertime, it stays pretty damn cool when you're 70 feet under the ground level. So it's pretty amazing design. All right. Our passengers are loaded up. You can see the jetway is pulling away right now. So we'll go ahead and get ready for pushback and engine start. There goes our jetway. So I need to push back into the other direction. Let's see here. I think we'll do something like this. With turn nose to right. 60 degrees. Move. And go ahead and start pushing.
Ground, cockpit. ahead, Captain.
We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Roger that, ready for push. Power and air are clear, doors closed, we are ready for pushback. Please parking brake, please.
Parking brake is off.
Okay, parking brake is off, cleared to push.
Alright, we're coming up here. We gotta get our hydraulic systems started up here. At least our centers. We're gonna get all of our fuel systems pressurized.
Brakes off, here we go.
And I should have looked at that. I'm not even sure if we have fuel in the center tanks. I gotta look at that before we start it. Well, I could start the engines. Let's go up here. Start engine 2. Turn the fuel supply on for engine 2. And shoot what we got here. Nope. We have no fuel in the center tanks, so I do not need to turn those on. And beautiful scenery. Look at this. Beautiful architecture. There's the new tower they constructed, I think, back in 2008 when I was living there. Beautiful looking thing. There's some more mountains over there. Oh, there's that beautiful sound of the engines starting up. Alright, put our pushing.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Push is complete.
Okay, sir, tow bar is off, pin is out, point down on the right.
Engine 2 is up, we're going to start
guys,
engine 1.
You're cleared to disconnect. We will be watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time through.
Roger that, have a good one.
About to get very loud inside the cockpit here because of the engines. A beautiful sound they make though. Alright, both engines are started, so now we can go ahead and get our pre-taxi checklist. Check our controls here, control surfaces. Back, a little bit of rudder. Looking good there. Air conditioning is looking good, 74 degrees. Auto packs are coming on. Taxi lights. And before we start taxiing, we make sure that these yellow lights turn off on our pack system to make sure our air conditioning system is working on the whole aircraft. And while we're doing that, we can just double check to make sure everything else looks good. Which it does here, and it does down here, I believe. We gotta set our flaps to 5. Flaps are coming down to 5. You can watch that happen on the... Where the hell am I? There we go. See the flaps on the wings start to come out a little bit. Now we can go ahead and arm our LNAV and VNAV on the autopilot. We'll activate that once we're up in the air. And our TCAS system, our transponder system, will turn on, and we will also test it. There's another aircraft going by us. I think that was the same aircraft that just landed.
Test. Pass.
Alright, let's take a look outside before we go. So like I said, we gotta head over this way and down all the way to the end of this runway over here. And I think everything is just about ready to go, so we should be go ahead and release our parking brake and get ready to move here. A little bit of throttle up. And here we go. Clear left, clear right. We're gonna go straight ahead over here. This taxiway is mostly used for incoming aircraft that are taxiing from the runway to the gate, so we're gonna go to the departing aircraft taxiway. Throttle back a little bit here before I get too fast. Yep, Echo, so we want to be on taxiway Echo. Make a left over here. Look at this detailed airport, it's absolutely amazing. And you know, this aircraft, to buy this aircraft, it was like $100. I spent another $100 on Orbx Global, which if any of you are flight simulators, you understand what Orbx is. It's a global, it's almost like a remake of the scenery files for the original FSX, and it's absolutely beautiful. You know, the ground everywhere looks amazing. All the cities are really high detailed. The night lighting came with that, so all these street lights over there, obviously, and the highway lighting that you'll see later is all done by Orbx Global. I got active sky running. There's not too many clouds in Arizona, but I'm sure we will see a lot on our way. Active Sky basically takes real life weather off the internet and transforms it onto the it puts it on your computer. So if I have a thunderstorm happening outside where I live, there will be a thunderstorm happening if I took off from, say, the airport where I live. So it's very detailed, very nice looking clouds, nice looking weather. I believe if I hit this, yeah, there's a little, gotta enlarge it, but this came with Active Sky. This gives you a whole map and kind of like weather Doppler radar of clouds, precipitation, wind patterns, anything like that. Very detailed. Continue taxiing out here. There's the parking garage, beautiful spiral parking garage. You see the airport sits pretty low compared to all the mountains that surround it, so you can see we have a lot of red over on our terrain map over here. Now the engines are running, I'm going to go ahead and turn our APU to off position because we don't need that anymore. And that actually goes into an APU cooldown mode, so we'll have to let the APU cool down before we take off. So that was actually perfect timing because we'll be taking off here quite shortly. And here's one of the most beautiful parts of the airport right here. These gates over here in the what is this? D? Yeah, just beautiful, detailed scenery. The graphics look amazing. There's the part of the highway system that runs underneath there. You can see all the cars. Let's keep taxiing our way up here. See where I want to be. And the monorail transport train goes up that railing over there on the left. Alright, so we want to make a right about over here. There we go. I found it. The U.S. Airways headquarters is on the other side of the airport, on the other side, but can't see it from here. Pretty nice looking building. It's right over there actually. You can see it lit up. Alrighty, so we're gonna come to a stop before we actually go onto the runway and make sure all our systems are ready to go for takeoff. And stop right about halfway through our turn, so we'll stop about here. And alright, so we don't need our taxi lights anymore. We do need our strobe lights and we need our landing lights, so all those are coming on. Seatbelt signs weren't on. I should have had those on, but they're on now. So you can see our landing lights and our strobe lights. Let's see, I kept hitting that with my armchair. Oh, close that. There we go. Go outside. Aircraft is pretty well lit up now. Absolutely beautiful looking. Let's take a final look at the Phoenix, Arizona airport scenery before we end up taking off here. And let's get onto the runway and take off. Absolutely amazing graphics. I'm 100% satisfied with everything that I've bought for this game so far to add on to it, so. A little more power so I can make this turn. And we are on the runway. We just gotta get lined up and then we'll get ready to go.
On runway 25 right.
Alrighty. So we'll stop right about here, just double check, take a look around, make sure everything looks good. There's that monorail system running over there on the that rail there to the parking garage basically. Let's see. Flaps are down, this is set, TCAS is on, let's get ready to go. Alright, rock and roll time. Throttles are forward. Why did I just get that? I have a warning, I think I might have accidentally opened my door. No, I do not have doors open, why is that happening? Let me double check my doors page. I think I might have accidentally hit something when we were taxiing. That's what safety systems are in place for. Door. It says all my doors are closed, so I don't know why I got that alarm. Let's try it again with the brakes on here. Alright, we're good. Fire up. Get the engines to spool up with that beautiful sound that they make. And off we go. Oh, that sound is orgasmic, I tell you. And you'll get to see some of the beautiful scenery as we take off from Phoenix Sky Harbor International. Take off. Rotate. And we are off the ground. Positive rate, gear up. Bring up to the flight director here. Autopilot's on. I'm going to hold 190 knots for the first stint of our takeoff here. Let's look outside the aircraft on the right side. It's probably beautiful over there. Yep. So I kind of missed the city of Phoenix, but we can look outside this way. Where are we at? Oh, we're above it. There's the Diamondback Stadium. Sky Harbor. And we're about to turn around, loop around, and head back the other way towards Philadelphia. There's all the beautiful mountains over on this side. Alright. It's not holding speed very well. Let's go up to 200. And bring back my air conditioning. You can zoom out now to 10, 15. No, it's 20 actually. Go ahead and start increasing our speed again. Go up to 240 this time. And we'll bring our flaps up 1. So we're about 10,000 feet. We don't really need 5 flap anymore. And let's take a look at my map here. What do we got going on? We're going south of Moby and then around. Let's go straight to Albuquerque. Why not? Let's override Moby altogether. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Obviously, you'll be able to see more on the in the daylight. We'll be landing in daylight. I think I have it planned that way. Yeah, I think I have it set up where we're going to land in Philadelphia during the daylight. There she is, Phoenix. Alright, we're going to go ahead and activate our VNAV speeds now. We are above 10,000 feet, so our landing lights are coming off. Everything else is set. I didn't start our clock though, so I'm a little late on that. Let's go ahead and start that. Take a look outside the aircraft here. See all the highway systems and by the abundance of streetlights down there. Now I can go ahead and zoom this out. One final look at the Sky Harbor International Airport and the city of Phoenix before we hightail it out of here. Yeah, the area I used to live in, we're actually going to be flying over. It's off to the east over here. See if I can find it at all. Kind of hard during the nighttime, but there's a major mountain system over here called the Superstition Mountains, and if I can find Falcon Field, I used to work right by there. There's Falcon Field over here. So this must be Superstition Mountains. I used to live like right over here. This must be Mesa over here. My grandparents live in the wintertime. If you follow this highway system right here, it makes a right. The Arizona Renaissance Festival's over here, and then my grandparents live like right over here. Pretty nice area. Not somewhere I'd want to be all year round though. Go back to our cockpit here. Where are we at? We're at just about 18,000 feet. We're going to set our barometric pressure as standard. as we keep climbing towards our cruising altitude. I'll hang with you for a little bit longer, and then I'm basically going to cut the video, skip through the cruising point, and then once I'm done with the cruising point of the flight, when I get ready to land, I will start recording again in roughly about 1,500 miles. And we'll watch the landing in Philadelphia at that point for the rest of this video. So you can see things change quite quickly in Arizona as far as elevation. It's starting to get greener over on this side. And I believe it was like a 45-minute drive. You could be in like 120-degree heat in Phoenix and drive 45 minutes to the north. And just because of the elevation change, you'd be in like 70-degree weather and fucking pine trees. It was amazing. Let's go ahead and turn this light on. Alright, not much else to see until, just a lot of countryside to get through. Yeah, I used to live, my grandparents lived right there. The Arizona Renaissance Festival is right over here. Yep, you really can't make out the detail, but these are the Superstition Mountains over in this area. Alright, I'll rejoin this, or start recording again and rejoin you guys once we are in Philadelphia getting ready to land, alright? See you then.